Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Disruption Hour. My name is Lincoln,
And I'm Jasper.
fuck you! Wow.
You always say this is Jasper, and I'm like, no, I'm going to say my own name.
Well, at least I'm first. I think that's well-deserved, 100%. God damn it! You're
I've thrown you off.
Yes, you have. You've botched my intro. How dare you? Actually, no. I'm gonna call this out first of all.
Oh, okay.
You always botch the fucking intro. You always botch the intro.
What are you talking about?
Always complaining, always saying whether I do it right or do it wrong and blah, blah, blah. It is the best goddamn intro anyone has ever heard on this goddamn fucking planet. And it's the best. And no one can deny that, other than you, Jasper. You have only been the reason.
I'll create a poll.
Okay.
On our Instagram.
You create a metal poll, and we'll see how it goes. Welcome to the Disruption Hour. So, Jasper, how the fuck are you?
I'm pretty fucking good, Lincoln. How are you?
I'm fan-fucking-tastic, mate.
Hey, that's good.
I'm doing well. Now, so we had a guest last week.
We did.
Our
very first.
Our
first guest.
Our first guest. You almost sounded like you were going to sing that, so that's why I felt good to do
Obliged?
that. Yes, obliged. Additionally.
A backing vocal.
A backing... Okay, yeah.
That's the official term.
Yeah, I know it's the official term, but...
It's not something I've made up.
That doesn't mean that I have to like it being called a background. I'd rather be the main star, the main.
How about the understudy?
Oh, that just completely just kills all of me and everything. So Jasper, what have you been? Have you been enjoying anything as of late?
I have. I'm excited for Inside Out 2. I'm eager to see that.
You're excited for Inside Out 2?
I am. I very much enjoyed the first one. I think it's a modern classic. It's a classic.
A classic.
Yeah.
Why a classic?
It's
not a claymation. It's not a claymation.
No, it's
classic.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, you're the one that said classic. I don't know where the clay came from.
I said a classic, in like a New York accent.
That was completely thrown off. A classic, classic.
No, it's a classic, not a classic, not a classic.
You're almost saying classic.
Speaking of clay, I'm excited for Wallace and Gromit, the feature film that's coming up.
Okay, why are you excited for that?
It's just Wallace and Gromit's like a childhood. I need to rewatch them.
Okay.
Because I watched them when I was a kid, but I feel like I will appreciate them more now that I'm legally an adult. Mentally, I'm not there.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm 24, I'm legally an adult, but it's like, yeah, I don't feel it.
I agree.
You agree that I'm not an adult?
No, I agree with what you said.
Yeah, no, I watched Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, good.
Did you like apes go, hoo, 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 hoo? Did you enjoy that?
I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
Not the reenactments.
Oh, come on. That was the best reenactment you've ever had.
I don't know. I've seen a fair few true crime documentaries, and the reconstructions are, amazing.
Of true crimes? Are you saying now I'm on true crimes?
No, I'm saying the reconstructions in true crime documentaries are better than your impression.
Well, I think because True Crimes is, a funded show, and, me just doing this is just me doing this with my natural arm. So that, to that stance, that makes sense. But no, for a free reenactment, no, this is the best thing you've ever seen. So now I will say that I've been enjoying a couple of interesting things on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
So YouTube actually has a lot of free movies.
It does.
It does. And some of them surprise me. Some of them god awful and like make you want to, Anyway.
Turn off YouTube?
Yes, make you want to delete yourself and YouTube. But there was one that actually really surprised me. Now, granted, it was a cheap, production. I will say that.
Yeah.
But the story was actually kind of interesting.
Was it Avatar?
What Avatar? James Cameron's Avatar.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, low budget YouTube movie.
Yeah, that's another low budget movie.
Yeah, no, when you think low budget, you think 2009's Avatar.
No, unfortunately, it was not Avatar. It was a time travel, psychological. Yeah, that's a little bit of horror, a tiny bit, I guess. Called Volution.
I've not heard of that.
Yeah,
Tell me about it.
I was not made aware of it or anything, but it stumbled upon my algorithm, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna check this thing out. So it's about a guy who sees visions of the future.
Oh yeah.
And like that's how it starts out, and like you can sort of feel the cheapness of the production, and like I'm already kind of settled in, and I'm like, fuck, like this is what we're doing, Lincoln, with your time, like really, but. The story actually, like, because I thought it was time travel. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit and watch a time travel film, and it just has a guy that sees the future. Like, okay, all right, fine, all right. We got like you said that it was going to be a time travel film, and you've completely clickbaited me, and then halfway in, it becomes a time travel film. Yeah, and it completely flips the script. In terms of time travel, and like it does it in such a really interesting way. I was quite intrigued by the way that it was done. A bit different, here and there, like it's not going to be $1 billion fucking film, but I'd say, for a free movie on YouTube, it was definitely worth a watch.
I'll check it out.
Yes, that's part of your fun work.
Yeah.
And that's part of the audience's fun work. That's right. Go and watch Volution. It is the solution to your problems.
We should post the link for the movie in our description.
Yes, and it will be there. So, there has been a lot of interesting developments going around, Jasper. Kind of developments do you think have been going around?
Well, like just generally, or anything specific, or?
Well, across the world, the big wide world of what's going on in the world.
Not much.
Not much. Not much has been going on in this big wide world? No? Well, there has been a lot of developments, so Jasper may not have been concentrating on the world.
I rarely do.
This does make sense. This makes sense.
It's on brand.
On brand to your character, yes.
Yeah. I've been paying attention to other things, but probably not the same things.
Yes. There in Australia, now this actually kind of relates to our project and the potential legal battle we might have to face. Well, that I'd have to more face, just personally. But you'd be brought along as part of it if it goes a certain way.
Yeah.
So there's a legal a potential legal battle with Pauline Hanson and the Irwin kid.
Robert Irwin.
Robert Irwin, yes.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Okay, Jasper is paying attention.
Yeah. Oh, is that an inside joke to have you been paying attention?
But sure, let's go with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now this battle's really sort of interesting because first of all, it's a cartoon, satirical parody cartoon of
calling it a cartoon is is putting it, is being generous in the same way that North Kardashian West, you could call them singing.
Wow, that's a bit of a big statement there, Jasper.
I mean,
so if something,
technically,
if something is digitally hand drawn, it's not a cartoon. According to
technically, it is animated, but the quality of it, makes it more look like a little fun time that Pauline Hanson did in a downtime. It's like, oh, I'll just draw a little Robert Irwin.
Oh, so this is what she did in her free time.
I would presume so. If she, I don't think she has much going on.
Well, it was actually produced by an animation company in Australia.
Oh yeah.
So there was a big team behind it, and there's many others that they've done.
Yeah.
But so what it actually had. So Robert Irwin just talking about the rental crisis and talking about Queensland itself and talking about like a little bit of the rising crimes in Queensland and whatnot. And that's really all that it made jokes of, right? It wasn't anything against his character or person or anything. It was just that because he and Bluey, because Bluey was kind of featured in it, it's a parody, because they've become the spokes influencers or people for Queensland.
Advocates.
Yes, advocates to bring people to Queensland.
I feel like calling them influencers is like slightly denigrating them as people.
I I agree, but I couldn't think of a better.
You couldn't think of a better word, so
yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Yes, thank you, Jack.
Thinking of better words.
You're like a dictionary, thank you. Or more like
a thesaurus.
Yes, that's a thesaurus.
See, even when you say the wrong word, I know what word you mean. Even about words.
So, yeah, and it's just a parody. And he is trying to sue Pauline Hanson for a parody.
Good for him.
Good for him.
I mean, I hate Pauline Hanson, so,
I know you hate Pauline Hanson.
I think everyone's sane in Australia does.
Well, then I'm the most insane motherfucker around.
Oh no.
Well, look. I'm just gonna say this. I don't get the Pauline hate. Honestly, I think it's too easy to hate on Pauline because she is a woman and.
Oh, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's because she's a woman.
Well, there is a little bit more than to Pauline, which because she does speak some truths sometimes. She has some hard hitters, some uncomfortable truths that some people can't seem to accept. But
such as racism.
What? Her?
Yes.
What? Okay.
Do you not know about Pauline Hanson and a right wing opinion? I'll let you finish, but I'll come back.
I do to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But first of all, it's a parody. I wish Pauline and Robert good luck. I'm obviously more on the side of Pauline's on this one because when we are writing, a show that may contain some, copyright parody material, it's in our best interest to be, on Pauline's side if that does decide to go to court. So well, let's get into this one, Jasper.
Okay.
We've been a little bit soft in our podcasts, and I think things might get a little bit timid, but, timid with peace. Timid with peace. Why do you think Pauline is racist?
I'll just let you look at our Wikipedia page.
No. I want your definition of Pauline being racist. Like, you've obviously got this preconceived judgment in your mind. You've made your judgment. Now, what is the reason for your judgment?
Given how she's presented herself over her political career and who she is as a person, her extreme right wing opinion. It's always a hard word to say. Her right wing opinions about things, her anti-immigration status, to be as far right on it as you can be. Opinions like that I don't really care for.
Okay.
And that is putting it mildly.
So, but setting aside, the immigration side of it, is there anything else that like you're entirely against that makes her a racist?
You can have multiple opinions, but I think it's the way how you phrase them and how you say them. It really depends on whether it's criticism or it's hate speech. And the way that Pauline does it is, frankly, hate speech.
Now, what are some of the things that she's actually said to you that actually seem like they are racist?
I remember I think in the beginnings of her political career, she was like very anti Asian. It's like, it's like, oh, these Asian people coming in taking jobs or whatever. I think there was a current affairs special on it about like an all Asian mall, and the report was so inaccurate. It's like they were making it like because there was a mall basically in a suburb. I can't remember what suburb it was, and the way the report was phrased is that it was gonna be Asian stores for the entire bottom floor, and it wasn't. It was like 4 stores, which is basically nothing in terms of the grand scheme of things in a mall. And they interviewed Pauline Hanson about it. And the way that she conducted herself and continues to conduct herself is consistent. She's not made any terms of progress in terms of how she conducts herself. You can say things poorly, and that happens. That's life.
She does have a bit of she comes from a tough upbringing of being in the system and homeless and whatnot. So her sort of understanding and sort of speech, because like when she started in her early career, she did struggle to sort of speak up and talk, about issues or speak actually herself. Like her tone of voice didn't seem right, and no one could
like a confidence kind of thing.
No. Well, because no one could take her seriously because, heaven forbid, she was a woman. Even for like those times,
even for that time, it was like
80s,
90s roundabout.
And also because she came from a fish and chip shop. Like, that was.
I'm not sure that's an excuse for her, how she is now. It's like being raised in a fish and chip shop.
Well,
I don't think it's the precursor to.
No, but if you have that sort of understanding of where she comes from and where she originates, you kind of get a grasp and understanding of why she is the way that she may be.
Yeah.
So, I guess what specifically though has she said that is racist? Because you've said that there's some policies that you don't like. There was an interview that you said. What was it that she said? That was a report. What's something that she said?
Do you mean like specific quotes?
Yeah, specific quotes from her.
I can't think of specific quotes because this is a podcast. We shoot live, so I don't have like quotes ready to go. So I don't have that in terms of that aspect.
Yeah.
But I think it's the way it's her overall person, and it's like you can disagree with policies. That's fine. It's good that you disagree with policies because that's how you can create better policies and stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like you should take a few attempts first and then start to grow. It's like, because that's how growth works.
Yeah.
You have to make mistakes in order to grow.
Yeah.
But I think it's the way that she's consistent in her beliefs. And very anti everyone except white people.
Okay.
It's like it's very anti-diverse.
Okay. Well, I don't understand the how that she's only for white people sentiment. It doesn't make sense. Like, just because you're against a certain amount of minority flooding into
I think it's
Australia,
every minority.
I don't think that I don't think she's against every minority.
I think she is. No, I know she is.
Jesus, Jasper. What has university done to you, man? I'm sorry. Our system has completely failed.
I think this was before I didn't learn politics in university.
No, and well, it's so weird. I don't get the Pauline hate, because she actually says a lot of other things that are important to our country, the values that we have as our country. You know, you mentioned hate speech. You know, the problem with hate speech is how do you define hate speech? You really can't sort of define it, because when you have someone that says something that may be offensive to one person, it's not offensive to the other. And when you have laws that try and restrict speech, you can't present ideas. You can't present ideas. Oh, sorry, I was just repeating myself. Sorry. You can't present anything at all. There's no point to a discussion. There's no point to anything if you can't have the idea to discuss anything.
I think there's a difference between using free speech and hate speech, which I define as kind of like that kind of toxic, not hardly constructive, more vitriolic, vilific. That's the word I mean.
Okay.
Vilification of people or just anyone. That's how I define hate speech. Because like you can have free speech that's, you know, we enjoy that right, but you have to be prepared for consequences to that free speech. It's like you can say something, I'll disagree with you. That's how free speech works. You know, we can get into a different topic about free speech later on.
Okay.
down the
road. Yes.
Yeah, that is a different podcast topic about free speech and what it means to use free speech in this industry and just generally.
Yes. I guess, like, I should ask, because it is on my mind right now. Anything that I've said really on the podcast or anything, you know, or in private conversations with you, and I'm actually, you know, talking to you now. Do you think that I'm racist in any way? Like, do you think that I have hate speech? Like, do you think anything I've said is considered hate speech? Like, to you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Because
I think you have differing opinions, and that's fine, and we can, you know, talk about those opinions and discuss them, and like I grow from them.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're set in your ways that you're like, no, white people forever, anti everyone else.
Yeah. I don't say,
because I doubt you'd be striving for representation and diversity if you were racist.
Exactly. I just want everyone to be included in a way that represents them in, you know, an authentic way. That's what I'll always, you know, stand for. Like, but, you know, see, that's the thing. One day, you know, we may get to the point where, you know, we might be famous, you know, we might be actually recognized for the work that we do. You know, when people look back at the previous podcasts, and they might take little snippets, you know, of what we say, you know, what jokes I've said or what jokes you've said, you know, and people might take it the wrong way. And that's what worries me a little bit. Like, my intention is to make, you know, good content, to make good authentic content, to just strive for good ideas, good solutions for the world, present them in a way that matters. Whether we do that through, you know, our storytelling or this podcast or anything that we do, you know, going forward. You know, that's my idea and goal.
Yeah, I want to strive for a place where everyone feels included. And well represented and accurate representation. Like, the main goals that I want to have in my media career is to make people feel included.
Yes.
And make people feel heard.
Yes.
While also have that balance of like constructive criticism rather be like hate speech.
Yeah, and not do it in a way that, you know, makes one look better than the other, or like just having one particular, you know, set of group or race or whatever to just, outshine the other, and make this one, the piece of shit race or whatever. Like it shouldn't be about that. It should literally be about people, who they are, and what can they bring. Like in terms of a story, because like in a story you have like, different personalities, you have different people with different choices that they make. And when you explore some of the ideas of I guess the deep psychology of the choices that people make, and getting to explore that in stories is actually really interesting.
What?
Oh, I'm just I like how we turned that conversation into something a lot more productive. I thought that was going to go a lot more worse than expected.
Well, I feel like it wouldn't really be a conversation if I was just telling you that you're racist and that Pauline Hanson is racist, which I stand by.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's good to have a well-rounded discussion about it and how we can move forward with that. Because it wouldn't do anyone better to be like, oh no, this is what I think. I'm never working with you again because of your association with Pauline Hanson or whatever.
Yeah. That is.
Is that what you were expecting?
Well, that's one thing that I do worry about sometimes. That the more people that we, I guess, bring along into this journey, I want to bring people who are obviously interested, first of all, in the material that we're making. But I want people to set aside the judgment of just blanketly saying, oh, this is racist, oh, this is misogyny, or oh, this is blah, blah, blah. When you take a look and read what we're trying to achieve and look at the overall goal of it, I just worry that, I want to have the right people, working with us and not against us. So,
or even if they are against us, we can still use those perspectives.
Well, yes. Well, obviously.
But I see what you mean.
Like to a certain degree, it worries me that, some groups, might find, when particularly writing a show that, kind of breaks grounds a bit in sort of, because we're trying to make it like a little bit R-rated, in a way, the main show. So it breaks a lot of grounds there, and I just think, it sucks that not everyone will be able to, I guess, put aside their judgment and not be able to enjoy, art for what it is. Because actually getting back into a little bit of the Pauline thing, the animation studio itself, I actually looked at their website, and if we can make it work, and if we're able to get funding through other ventures or ways for us to get funded, I'd like to explore that animation company, because they actually do some great other animations too. Because
I'm not familiar with the studio. I only saw snippets of Pauline Hanson's animation.
Yeah.
And I wasn't totally impressed by it. Like I said, it seemed like something she would do in her downtime.
Okay.
And not that well. I was like, oh, it's like a little hobby that I do. It's like very kind of crude drawings, rather be like level of like arcane in terms of that visuals.
Well, yeah, I think though, like for
or like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, like kind of animation that kind of blows people away, rather be like, this looks a little bit low budget.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, to expect, the arcane level from Pauline Hanson is a bit much, I think, Jasper. So I think
she's a politician. How much do politicians earn?
She relies off donation. That's all the revenue that they earn. Like, it goes straight into the production.
Okay.
Animation, as cheap as it looks, it is fucking expensive.
Oh yeah,
It is fucking expensive. Like, we're actually...
it's good that animators get paid. But
Yes.
yes, it is quite
But
expensive.
Holy shit, like... It is very expensive. It's great that you get paid, but fuck me, it is fucking expensive. Like, because we're actually working on an animation, aren't we, Jasper?
How is that going?
That's actually going really well. We've definitely done the first 2 minutes. I'm waiting on the next 2 to come along. We've also, included a song in that, and we also had Emma, our previous guest, who was
a voice artist.
Yes, a voice artist now. Isn't that cool to say? Add that to your little IMDb profile. So yeah, but fuck me, it is expensive, and I would say that the Pauline Hanson cartoon is animated a lot better than our animation. Unfortunately, we had to go with someone who was in our budget, who we could just do to just show off, our ability in storytelling, in very basic storytelling, obviously. But it's a great preview of what's to come, and it sets up a lot of the main sort of story that we're trying to tell. You done with your ASMR sounds there?
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you while you were talking because I wanted to make it easier for the editor to cut out.
Okay. Well, yeah. What did you think of our little animation bit?
Well, I've yet to see the animation.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed writing the screenplay. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
And it's rare that I think it was the first instance of us writing a song.
Yes.
Properly.
Yeah, writing a
And I remember
song.
I remember you were asking, should we write a song or should we just not? And I was like, we got to write a song. We got to show that we're like actual writers.
Yeah, I was very half-assed about it, honestly.
Yeah.
I was like,
nah.
because I was like, it's just gonna add a lot more expense. Like, surely we just skip it over, and Jasper goes, "Fuck you, Lincoln. We're gonna fucking make a song," and we did, and the song's actually done. It's been done for a couple of months now.
Yes. No, I was.
No.
Sorry.
Oh, that scared the autism out of me, honestly. Jesus.
Do you mind just putting that back over there?
We'll just display Jasper's fish default background.
Yeah.
There. Why have you got a fish background there? I got to ask about that. Out of all the things you can have on your phone, you got a fish background.
Well, I didn't want to have 2 photos of me.
I don't have photos of me on my phone.
Why not?
Because I don't need to. But why fish? Are you actually intrigued by fish?
I liked the photo. And I was like, yeah, that's something relaxing that I can open my phone to.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You must have liked Finding Nemo because it was clownfish on there.
Yeah. Well, I think it was just I think that was the only fish on there. It wasn't fishy.
It wasn't fishy enough.
I'll tell you what I've been interested in recently.
Yeah.
Physical media.
Physical media.
And like the battle to like retain it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because that's a fairly big battle that's been going on in the industry as of late.
Do you mean like old DVDs, or do you mean like
I mean just like DVDs,
VHS tapes and whatnot?
VHS has been unfortunately dead for like a long time, and I have fond memories of VHS tapes.
Yes.
I'm sure you do.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. I used to watch old Wiggles videos.
Yep.
On those VHS.
Bananas
tapes.
in pajamas.
Oh, of course you liked bananas in pajamas on tapes.
Yeah. Yeah, like the battle for physical media, which is like DVDs, Blu-rays, stuff like that. Because quite a while ago, somewhat long ago, Disney announced that they would not be doing physical media sales at all, that would stop. And I was like, oh God, what's this going to mean for like physical media in general? Because already it's like quite like a dying kind of industry, unfortunately. And, you know, they've got like streaming services, like DVDs just hit different.
Yeah.
When you can actually like see it and touch it and like read it rather than be like scrolling by on your device or whatever. Because you get that interaction with it. Rather than be like, oh, there's a bunch of movies that don't mean anything, just like, you know, just to fill space.
Yeah.
Rather than be like, no, this is something that's actually that's been put with thought. It's like, you know, it's actually been designed and stuff like that. They haven't just like copy pasted the poster and just chuck it on their streaming service. And it's a current battle, at least with Doctor Who. Because physical media for Doctor Who is fucking expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking up I was looking at a website because it had like Doctor Who DVDs, and it was like you know, like the classic era of Doctor Who. They would do like collections, and it'll be over like an entire season. Because classic era was made up of like serials rather than like episodes.
Yeah.
Episodes would make up serials, and they would run them for like a week on week, rather than now where it'd be like a week, an episode and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think I saw like season 20 was like going for like $200.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. It's a fucking lot. And at least now it's not gotten much better.
Why not? Why hasn't it got any better?
I think because they've yet to find a proper distributor. Because originally I learned this from like the Doctor Who show on YouTube. Universal used to be the distributor for it. And they would do like reconstructions of like missing episodes, whether it be animated they would do like animated episodes in color and black and white.
Yeah.
And since they've like pulled out of funding or distribution rather, I think they have found one with Mad Men Entertainment, but it's still like incredibly expensive, and they haven't like released the schedule or anything, I don't think. And so it'll make it incredibly expensive for people to buy, and you'll have to like buy it in the UK on Amazon or whatever, rather buy it locally.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not sure if region locks are still a thing anymore, because like we're in different regions compared to like the UK, because we'll be in region 4, but they'll be in region 2 or whatever.
Well, it depends on the device that you have that you can play in, you know, the DVD. Because like I know, like I think it's pretty standard now not to have the region lock on there, because like, you know, it's a really stupid thing now that, you know, people can just, you know, get things from the US, you know, a lot cheaper and that. But
yeah,
it's like yeah, it really depends on the device that you have.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. I thought I could add more to that, but I'm like,
no, that's fine. But yeah, like because there's no like schedule or planned or anything, it'll still be going for like absolutely exorbitant prices. Like I still like season 20 came out like at least the collection came out quite a few months ago, like quite so long ago, and it's still as expensive as it was on the day that it got released. And even now, like the latest season's been released, season 15. It'll be like $150.
Oh, okay.
And I remember getting like season 2, and for like 80.
Okay.
And to me that was expensive, but you know, fair, because it's like fairly extensive. But the fact that it's going for like $200, $150 for like a couple, like 4 or 5 or 6 serials is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird how it gets so expensive like that. My thing is like, see, I'm not much of a collector or anything, even though I do treasure a lot of, you know, media things that I've watched over the years and whatnot. But I guess what are, you know, when I guess, you know, the term is I've made it, or anything like that. I think when I've actually really sort of earned the money that I feel like that I've genuinely earned for me, that's when I want to expand on my collection, or get a collection of some kind, because it is a significant amount of investing.
It is, yeah. I've got a collection.
Yeah, like I've only got like a couple of those, those pop vinyl things. Like, I just
collectibles.
Yeah, just a couple of those. But I don't even keep them in the box. I kind of don't care too much. I'd rather just actually have the item itself. I'm not that sort of.
Yeah, no, I've got a couple, and I've taken them out of the box.
Yeah, you have?
Yeah. Everyone's like, no, don't take them out of the box. They'll lose their value. Well, I don't plan on selling them.
Yeah, I don't plan on selling mine. I wouldn't plan on I think because so many people have been collecting them over the years, you kind of deflate the value of how many more there will be out there. Like, in the year 2050, who's going to buy a Back to the Future pop vinyl Marty? Like, it's like, I'm sure that like a high quality version of that pop vinyl will still be made. Like, it'll be weird to have a collection like that.
Yeah.
But at least it fills up people's spaces in people's homes.
And hearts.
Yes. Gives your home something to come home to.
Yeah. It's what makes a home a home.
Homey home.
Because like I've got a Doctor Who collection, just like a overall DVD and Blu-ray collection. And I'm like quite proud of it because like I like to keep the physical media industry going.
Yes.
I always if I'm ever like in like a mall or whatever, I always check it to see if there's a JB Hi-Fi, and I'll just pop it in. It's like, all right, how's the Doctor Who collection looking? If they added any more, it's like, what's the go?
What's the go?
Yeah.
Sanity.
Not even JB Hi-Fi. I have not seen a Sanity for probably literally 12 years.
Yeah, Sanity is gone.
Yeah.
It is gone.
Yeah, fond memories. I would always have memories of like going in and just like checking out their DVDs, even though I would never buy one.
The Sanity was great because it just had so much in that store.
Yeah.
Like, of DVDs and whatnot. Even vinyls too.
Oh, really?
Like records, like a couple of records, not too many.
Yeah.
But DVDs were their main sort of focus. Bless you, Jasper.
I was just yawning.
Oh, amen. All right. I think we have done another excellent podcast.
Yeah, I think we've reached a logical progression.
Yes, we have reached another logical progression.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to say goodbye.
Yes.
So thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're still watching.
Be sure to like, comment, and as you've mentioned, to subscribe.
Yeah. Double subscribe. Get your mum to do it. I haven't gotten my mum to do it. No, I'm kidding. She doesn't. What?
She doesn't subscribe.
I'm kidding. She does.
Okay, good. we need the numbers.
We do need the numbers. Alrighty. Thank you everybody for watching. I shall see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.